right, welcome back. We're going to now do a demo of how to do a batch upload of trial data. Um, so first thing, you would get into the system. If you haven't already signed in, you need to do that. And then if you were to go to trial, this is the place where you would fill in an individual trial. And as I've said before, an individual trial is one crop, one growing season at one location. But since a lot of the data that we're putting into this system is legacy data that's been collected in the past, normally we might have a database or a spreadsheet file that has lots of different trials. And we wouldn't want to go through and put these in one by one. That would take a long time. So we've developed a batch upload system to make these uploads a lot easier for you. And now I'm going to walk you through how you would do the batch upload. First, click on this batch upload button on the upper right, and you see some links here. This is where you would upload your batch data, the metadata, and the trial results. But first, let's look at this information hyperlink. And what you see here is all the information. This group of fields here is all the information that needs to go into the batch upload file. And then this link to the file structure is the actual template of the data that you need to upload. So you click on the file structure hyperlink, and this is going to take a minute, because what it's doing is it's finding it's developing the template based on the latest information that we have on all the different data. But this is the first file that you come to, and what we're going to do to create the batch file is basically fill in all this information in this Excel file. The red field names here at the top are ones that are required. Black ones are not required. And so let's look at a few of these. One thing you'll notice is, for example, if we look at column A, this is the trial group. And then if you click on the tab down here at the bottom where it says trial group, it has a list of all the trial groups in our database. And for example, if this set of batch data is from the CIOT yield program for cassava, we see that the ID is 4 here. So we go back to the original template and we put in 4. And then if we had a bunch of these, we would paste them all in. So each line in this file is going to be a code, or each line in the file is one trial. Remember, one trial is one crop, one growing season, and one location. So we would fill in all this information. The next field is the contact person. In this case, the person for this one is Isabel Ximena Moreno. Her number is number 13. So we'd go back to our original template and we would put in 13, and then we would fill in, excuse me, we would fill in these fields. Excuse me one moment, I'm having a little glitch here. So what you do, you keep on doing that, um, looking at these different codes. Here's the codes for the countries. Here's the codes for all the trial sites. The code for the technology. Here are the codes for all the different varieties that we have in the database. Here are the codes for all the variables measured, the traits. And then we also have the codes for specified users. Okay? So basically, the way this works is to fill in all these codes. And then once you've done that, we're going to show you how to upload those. Now, a couple of things that are important is every line is only going to have one country and one trial site, because remember, a trial cannot have more than one site. The technology, remember that the trial has to be only one crop, so there's only going to be one number there. But for the varieties, you could have a big group of varieties. So the way to do that would be to record those varieties from this variety tab. And let's say, for example, that the varieties in this one, just an example, are 2201 to 2205. So you would go back to the cell in your template, and you would put these in separated by comma. Okay? Now, the same with the variables. You would go to the variables measured, and you would find the codes of all those variables measured that you need to put into your database. So for example, let's just, for example, say 644, 654, 646. So you go back here, 644, 654, 646. Okay? And then this is the name of the trial. Let me just fix the columns there. This is the trial name, so you would put that name in. And then for the sowing date and the harvest date, you would enter that as well. And so you would put in these sowing dates and harvest dates. Now, one important thing about this batch upload program is you need to put in the trial results file, the supplemental information file, and the soil conditions file. These file names should not have extensions on them, and that has to do with the way our database works. But you just put in the first part of the file name and not the suffix, so you wouldn't have the .xls part of that. You put that in, and with respect to the license for each trial, you do that on our license page that we describe in a separate video. File access, you go back and find the names of the people that would have access to this file, and you would put their codes in. So basically, that's how the system works. And then once you have filled out this file, you go back here, and that Excel file you would put in from off your hard drive, and then the results files is this compressed file field, and these are going to have to be in um, um, some kind of zip file. So that would be an example. And then, so once you've done that, you hit the submit button. And that's basically it. Then you've uploaded your files into the batch system. If you have any more questions about this, contact us through the system and we'll give you more information. Thank you.